The next progression in our one arm butterfly Flutterfly series, left arm only. Now, in previous iterations and versions of this, we looked at this drill with a couple of pieces of equipment. We were before wearing Vola blades, we were wearing a snorkel, and fins. Now we're going to be letting go of the snorkel and just wearing fins. So let's go over the key items of this drill and what we want our athletes to be able to do to help them set up for success when it comes time to be able to perform their swim. We're going to first take a look at the kick. This drill is done with a flutter kick. So what we want to see is the toes pointing, which we have right here with the right foot, and then that left foot right here then is also pointed. It really helps that we're wearing fins with that, because then that really helps point those toes. We'd like to see the kick be natural with a bend in the knee. So kind of what do we mean by that? Let's explore just a couple of extremes first. The first one would be here if the legs are straight. If the legs are straight like this, what will happen is there will be a lot of power going on with the kick, but it's not really sustainable for a long period. So we have to have some sort of a bend. If the knee is approaching anything even remotely close to this, or even being really high out of the water, it's going to be really difficult to be able to move those feet to get out of the water here like this. So if we were kicking like this, we'd be kicking a lot of air, which really doesn't help propel us to go forward. Same thing here. If the knees were kind of under the body, what we would see is a lot of up and down with the legs. So the speed would be there, but there would be no power. So how much bend is going to be enough? And it's always a great question that we get asked. So here, this is kind of the cue that we give our athletes. You have to be able to kick under the body. In order to do that, you do need to bend the knee a little bit. So the cue that we like to give is we want our athletes to kind of think about like they're kicking a ball under them, and that ball has to be made, or should be made, with some contact with some strong, powerful kicks as we are moving through the water. So that kick here behind us, and that should result in having a little bit of turbulence right here, or some white water. And this is something that we really like to see as we are then traveling through. So we want to see some turbulence here, some white water, boiling water, thunder kick. It all means the same thing. As we continue to look at then the next pieces of this, let's take a look at the exit of the hand. We like to see the hand kind of exit out either at the top of the suit or within kind of that suit area on the athlete. So this will be kind of the range. We typically like it being a little higher than this, but that'll be, again, all right for where we're at. Athlete here, beautiful job of keeping that arm nice and low here to the surface of the water. That's a really key thing, because this mimics the butterfly stroke in general. The hands here, we like seeing those hands and palms facing here behind us. As the hand begins then to travel and make a T here with the body, what we like to kind of see then is that palm then faces downward. And then that makes the stroke a little more natural, and the shoulder gets a little bit relaxed. Here we're going to do a great job of coming in on top of the shoulder, which is where we would love to see our advanced age group athletes and our senior level swimmers be. Developmental and young age group swimmers can be absolutely outside the shoulder here at this point, and that'll kind of help them get into the catch. Most important thing, regardless of level of the athlete, is as they're making contact here with the water, we'd like to kind of see them stretch forward, and also making sure that that chest is pressing downward at this point. That will really help get the hips up and then connect with a butterfly kick when it becomes time. to deploy that kick with the full stroke. Now, here in this iteration, the athlete is going to be taking a breath. So that's going to be something new with this drill. So when do we take that breath? That's a great question. So here, what we like to see is that the head is taking the breath as the hand is passing the shoulder. That's a really good cue for the athletes to have as they're doing the stroke. So we stay nice and low. That head positioning should be looking diagonal. The chin here could be tucked just a little bit more than it is. But again, that's all right for where it's at right there. And then the head has got to start that return down really quick before the arm makes that T with the body. Then what we'll see is the water here up is going to be kind of going up and forward, which is really good, right where we want it to be. If we ever have anything kind of like this, where we see this big X, X does not mark the spot unless it's a treasure map. If we have an X, then we have a lot of crashing going on with the body. And then we just kind of keep going through those things. And there's a lot happening here at kind of one time. So just make sure that you're deploying patience here with those athletes. Here we have those feet kind of being pointed, which we have another view of. And then what we want you to kind of see again is this here. The foot's coming up. It's got to get to being under the body. So here we kind of are just barely under. We might even be able to get a little bit more here. And then what we want to see is just then return up to the surface. And then we're going to transition to our return view. So here again, athlete is taking a breath. Eyes should be diagonal, looking forward. Look at it here, how that head is starting to come down as that arm is going to be passing the shoulder. We are having that head completely down before that arm makes contact into the water. Here we're coming in on top of the shoulder. Good strong flutter kick. So we just want to make sure we're also remembering here at this point to really push forward, press that chest down as we're moving through. And we're doing a good job here as we're moving through the water. Transition here to going under. Just to take a look at the catch. Now, here with this arm, the non-stroking arm is something that we didn't say before. The non-stroking arm should stay up at the surface. You're getting a little bit of depth here to kind of create a little bit of that press. So we just would want to remind our athlete that we want to keep that arm up here a little bit more up to the surface. As we're going into the catch, so just again, remember we want to slide forward, then get those fingertips to get down. And then as we're setting up, we kind of notice here that we've got a little bit of an out sweep with that arm. You kind of see that right there? What we would want to see is the arm stay, or the hand to stay directly under the shoulder. Then what we're going to be able to really see then is the formulation of this power triangle, which is something that we really want to make sure that we're promoting with all of our athletes in all the strokes. This is the same triangle that's going to be present in every single catch movement performed regardless of the stroke. So here we absolutely can bring in and go a little bit deeper than before. That'll really help find that balance of speed and power to be able to grab the water and then go into that next stroke. Overall here, if you found some great value out of this, be sure to drop a like. It really helps our channel out. And then be sure to subscribe. We've got a lot of good stuff coming out.